400. Go over 400. Went and changed my shoes. Minute. All right. Make sure you guys take off on a little 200, 400 meter jog. A little monostructural movement. Hey. I didn't trust you. I didn't trust you. I saw you. I saw your eyes wide like that. Ooh, let's get some music. Yeah, right? I was like, no big deal. I'll do a little bit at home. It's like, all right, let's go. High kicks in place. 10 on each. Oof. Royalty free here. And then get 10 on each, 2 arms, 1 leg. I got to change my shoes. Ever since we were outside, these ones basically melted out. So I've only been using them. Yeah, I used to use them only for working out. And with the heat, they just melted out. So now I'm like, I'm trying to use them for other stuff. And if I forget to change them, all I feel like is the whole thing blew apart. That's what it feels like. Any moment, my bottom of my soul is going to leave me. And then, guys, we're going to do a little bit of a combo. So we'll start off with sun out, touch our toes, walk ourselves out, 5 on each step ups, trying to work on stepping the foot straight, not around, and then trying to keep the shin angle 90 degrees, the back flat, and the back leg straight. And then walk it back, touch your toes, oh glorious, touch your toes, walk yourself back out, and then give me 5 on each grasshoppers. So think about bringing the foot up to its highest point, keeping the back leg straight, not allowing the hip to fall in. And then walk it back. Touch the toes. Oh, glorious. Touch the toes. Walk it out. Give me 10 scap push-ups. And then walk it back. Touch the toes. Oh, glorious. Touch the toes. Walk it out. And then give me 5 planche push-ups from the knees. And then 5 push-ups from the toes. And then walk it back. Touch the toes. Sun south. Touch the toes. Walk it out. And then give me 3 burpees. And then go ahead and give me a 200-meter jog to America's Tire and back. 200. 2. All right, grab your bar. And let's go through an OG bar warm-up. 5 deadlifts. 5 RDLs. 5 bent over rows. 5 hang muscle. 5 front squats. 5 presses. 5 back squats. 5 rack push press. And then 5 wide good morning. And then let's go to the back. Let me see, 10 scat pull-ups. And then let me see, 10 scat swings. Never good when my hamstrings are cramping already, huh? Just trying to flex. And then 10 butterfly scats. And then we're going to go 8 incremental knee raises. So don't actually hit your elbow to your knee until your 8th one. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a lot of them to get up there, to be honest. A lot of them. Okay. And then let me see 6 incremental toe raises. 6 incremental toe raises. Same idea. And then let me see 2 jump, swing, pull, drop. And then go back to your barbell. All right, let's go overhead. 2 on each. Alternating forward lunges. 4 total. And then set it down. And then 1 big pull up. And then 5 push jerk. Make sure you catch in a quarter squat. Stand. Okay, let's take the bar in the front rack position. 2 on each. Alternating forward lunge. 4 total. And let me see. 1 to 2 chest bars. Four push presses. Two on each rack. Alternating forward lunge. 4 total. I got a stitch. 2 to 3 pull-ups. And then 3 to 5 strict press. Make sure you guys squeeze those legs. No one likes a knee bender offender. Okay? Put any gear that you need to put on. Resting. I got like not enough coffee, not enough water breath going on right now. So it's not quite coffee breath, and it's not definitely not hydrated breath either. But I got happy medium breath right now. I don't have it's not I didn't drink enough coffee to have coffee breath, and I didn't actually drink enough water to have hydrated breath. But at least you know why it's there, because you smell the coffee. Right now you smell mine, you're like, oh man, your breath smells like shit. Are you in keto or what's happening? What's wrong with you? Maybe stop eating so much protein. I don't know. Ooh, I lost that one at 185 points. 202, I'll take that. 8. I think same thing. ESPN. I think it's because it's only 8. Last year it was 10, and we had a couple higher scores like that, but not like week 2. Okay, let's load up. Okay, let's chat real quick, and then we'll play with the prime the pump. All right, so we have overhead alternating lunges, strict pull-ups, push jerks, front rack alternating lunge, chest to bar pull-ups, push press, rack alternating forward lunge, pull-ups, and then strict press. The key thing here is that the overhead alternating forward lunge is going to be the same weight as the strict press. The rack alternating forward lunge is going to be the same weight as the push jerk. And then the 2 middle weights are the same weight. Okay? Now, the other thing too is, again, this is kind of like a test. So there's really no track. It's just the weight. So here, it's really what you're going to test. Do you want to test 95 pounds or do you want to test 75 pounds? Do you want to test 115 or do you want to test? So that's kind of the understanding of the number. It's more about which number you want to test. Okay? Then the other thing is the exercises. You always right now want to test the harder exercise. This is just one max effort. So I know some people that ended up getting only 2 strict pull-ups, 5 chest to bars, and 4 pull-ups today. And that was all the numbers they got. They did a couple more pull-ups on the way out. They asked me, I said, man, if you want to do a little more, you can. And they just kind of went backwards. They did 1, 2, and 3. And then they're like, cool, that's fine. I'm happy with that. So that's another thing that you can play with as well. The other thing that we're looking for the overhead lunge, the front rack lunge, and the rack alternating forward lunge is somewhere between 20, so 10 on each leg, 20 reps, or 50 reps. So it's going to be 25. You don't have to blow it out. Some of us are going to be like, nah, I know I can do 10 more, I can do 15 more, but I'm not going to really feel sore this week. So that's kind of the mentality there. If you look at the workout, I kind of like it because it has a lot of cool like terminology inside there, right? So it has overhead alternating forward lunge. So barbell's over my head, I'm alternating forward, pretty simple to understand, okay? The next one is a front rack alternating forward lunge. They got erased on there, but okay, now front rack. So already overhead is telling me overhead, front rack is telling me the rack. This is a squat rack. Not called a rack. It's called a squat rack. So the rack is your back. All right. So normally we don't say from the squat rack, or we don't say from the ground unless we're asking specific. So if you saw this and it says overhead, front rack, and rack, and it doesn't have from the ground or from a squat rack, technically you could take it from either way. Today we're taking it from the ground. We're taking it from the ground. Okay. So again, it all comes down to the terminology of the exercise. Strict press, no movement. Push press, dip, drive. Technically, you want it to be a push and a press. You want to feel the strict press. Today, I want to do a cheerleader push press. Woo, woo, woo. Because I really want to push everything up, and I don't care if I get a little bit of a hop from it. But what I don't want to do is catch. There'll be no rebend. That's a push jerk. The push jerk, I want to focus on making sure that I stand up all the way before I bend my elbow. So what I call like a waterfall. I stand up, right when I lock my knees and my hips, I drop my elbow. But I am not Euro training, which is also a great video. Okay? Cool. Now, let's go ahead. We're going to load the lightest weight. So it's either 75, 65 for you males, or 55 and 45 for you females. I would keep it rack. I'd keep it rack. I mean, if you have something that ails you, then yeah, but if not, no. Sometimes I'll have you guys do that, but if you have it today, just hold it. It'll make more sense why I didn't really tell you. I don't really want forced reps. All right, let me see one on each or two on each overhead lunges. See. Let me see 1 to 2 strict pull-ups. And then let me see 2 to 4 or 5, whatever you want to do, strict press. Overhead lunge first, Maxie. 2 on each, and then 1 strict. And then 2 to 4 strict press. Got it? Go ahead and choose your next weight. So it's either going to be 95 or 75 for you males, or 65 and 55 for you females. Yes, please. You're not going to really drop it today. If you guys only have the ability to put 5s on there for like that 15 or the 65, it's okay. We're not going to drop it a lot today. All right. Let me see 1 to 2 on each. Front rack. Forward lunge. Let me see 1 to 2 chest to bar pull-ups. And then 2 to 4 push presses. And then let's load our heaviest load. So 115 or 95 or 85 and 65. All right, let me see. 1 to 2 on each. Rack lunge. One to two pull up. One to two pull ups. Yeah. On that one, guys, you guys can drop it behind you. And then 2 to 4 push jerk. Feels okay? All right, let's go back to our lightest weight. Lightest weight. All right, let's focus on these sets not being, they should be max effort, but not stopped movement, right? So when I think of max effort, I'm looking for something that you can complete without stopping. So if I'm on a pull-up bar and I'm dead hanging and I do 1, and then I do 2, and then I do 3, it really does shit for us today. It's not what we're looking to do. Okay, I mean, technically that's the right way to test, but in the reality of it, you should go. Okay, that's good. So if you kind of slow down once or twice, you're already diminishing the speed of the repetition. So therefore, you're already searching for rest. So therefore, you're already breaking up the set, even though you're not breaking up the set. So if I were to be on the overhead and I put it on my back and I shake it out and I shake it out, I'm breaking up the set. That would be the same thing if I'm in my overhead and I stand up and I'm like, okay, that doesn't really do much for us, right? Because I'm trying to look for continuous work. Now, if it's something where you're like, oh shit, you lose your shuffle or something, that's fine. You'll know. Trust me, when you're fighting for each rep, you'll know. We got to stay away from that today. Cool? All right. No rush cue. What's that? No, it's on mine. It's on our call today. What's that? Oh, yeah. So lunging, target rep, somewhere between 20, so 10 on each leg, or 30 to 25 on each leg, right? Not 60. Cut it off. You probably get close to that. Cut it off. Okay, so somewhere around 10 to 20 on each leg is good. Call it a day. Shut it down. Pull up, somewhere between, on each one, 5 to 15, 5 to 20 for some of you. All right, and then the strict press, almost the same idea as the lunge, but less, right? Not both legs. So perhaps 15 or 20 or 12, and then down by 2 or 3 or up, and then your lowest will probably be your strict press. Okay, but we're gonna fight the leg. We're gonna really, really fight the leg. Cool. Patrick. Hello, buddy. How are you? What's that? Yeah, no, we're gonna go together. The reason why is to make sure that none of us are doing multiple sets. So it's only one set, one effort. So that way we'll keep that a little cleaner. Keep that a little cleaner. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's start off. Little bonus time. Let's get our overhead lunges started up. Great job, guys.